Dylan PERUMAL from IDAC, the Access Network, Politics, Policing, Intelligence, Investigations. Dylan PERUMAL's name keeps appearing at the point where people, information, and investigations intersect. The testimonies place him in direct and/or recurring contact with senior figures across IDAC, SAPS, Crime Intelligence, Parliament, the Minister of Police's office, and the intelligence oversight environment. Some relationships were operational, some were personal, some involved witnesses, affidavits, classified information, and/or investigative leads. The significance is not that every person around him formed part of one coordinated network. The significance is the breadth of PERUMAL's access and how often information moved through him before becoming part of an investigation. That is what this map follows. Who he spoke to, who gave him information, who he approached, and what happened to the investigation afterwards. The first name is none other than Major General Feroz Khan of Crime Intelligence. He is a recurring source and exceptionally important investigative contact. This is one of the clearest relationships we have on record. PERUMAL and Padayasha personally consulted Khan, after which PERUMAL began pushing investigative lines arising from what Khan had told them. Ramsami's notes record PERUMAL saying, Khan becomes very important to the project diversion investigations. PERUMAL also said that he would meet with Charles Els and Hlongwane, whom Khan had identified as possible witnesses. The relationship was not confined to a single interview. Ramsamy describes PERUMAL explaining meetings with Khan and using Khan's information to argue that the vetting and/or SSA issue itself required investigation. Second name, Major General Charity McClure of SAPS Risk Department, allegedly close personal relationship and information source. This is probably the strongest expressly described personal connection outside IDAC. Ramsamy testified that Major General McClure is a witness on many matters within IDAC. She has a very close personal relationship with Mr. PERUMAL. She then gave a practical example. When Ramsamy needs details concerning Khumalo, PERUMAL allegedly replied, hold on, I will speak to Charity. Ramsamy says he contacted McClure and obtained the information. McClure later becomes central to the Medicare 24 stream as an SAP risk management source and complainant, and was even listed among the persons designated to contact regarding the investigation, something Ramsamy questioned because McClure was simultaneously the complainant. Moving on, Ian Cameron, Member of Parliament, a direct political oversight contact and affidavit source. This connection is now well documented. On April 8 of 2025, Ramsamy's notes record that PERUMAL and Padayashe were going to see Ian Cameron to obtain the portfolio committee materials and minutes. On 9 April 2025, PERUMAL reported directly to Johnson that the meeting with Ian Cameron went well. Full support from him. He got his affidavit. That is PERUMAL's characterization of the meeting. not proof that Cameron endorsed every aspect of project diversion. Ramsamy expressly conceded that she could have misunderstood what PERUMAL meant by full support, and the Commissioner Baloyi raised the possibility that PERUMAL himself might have overstated Cameron's position. We do not know until Cameron comes to the commission and verifies this and put us all at ease, hopefully. Next person, Fadel Adams, Member of Parliament. He's the complainant. Document source and direct investigative contact. Adams' relationship with PERUMAL begins before project diversion is fully developed. During the 6th January 2025 Cape Town consultation, Ramsamy says Adams confirmed that he had retained copies of sensitive material and had already handed documents to PERUMAL. So Adams says, I kept copies and I have given the documents to PERUMAL. Dylan, according to Ramsamy, PERUMAL immediately confirmed, yes. We have them. We have them. The later disputed Adams A1 affidavit also puts PERUMAL personally at the center of the evidential controversy. Ramsamy and Rapesu both disputed that the additional A1 could have been obtained by PERUMAL on January 6, 2025, as reflected in the document. Moving on, we are going straight to Minister Mkunu's office. Institutional and possible information flow connection right there. This one needs careful wording because we do not yet have evidence establishing yet a strong relationship between him with PERUMAL and IDAC. But what we know for sure, there is a direct contact between the office of Mkunu and the office of IDAC. We know that for sure. But the minister's office sits inside the information chain from which project diversion developed. Ramsamy testified that she was uneasy about information directing the investigation that did not appear to originate in Adams' Section 27 material. Asked where she suspected Johnson was getting it, she referred to Johnson having said, Minister Mkunu wants to clean up SAPS crime intelligence. Ramsamy expressively characterized her conclusion as a suspicion or assumption, not an established fact. But trust me, the commission is going to get to the bottom of this. So the proper label for now, we will say Minister Mkunu is the institutional source or touch point in project diversion environment. Direct personal relationship with IDAC has been confirmed. Moving on, General Piner, I don't know his or her name, direct witness information contact. We definitely need her on the list. PERUMAL himself reported after he came from a trip from Cameroon. And PERUMAL says, we also got General Piner to come in. He then told Johnson that after General Piner saw the evidence that IDAC had presented to her, she was going to withdraw and or revisit the report in which he had cleared General Lushaba, adding, I will sign off on an affidavit on Friday. Johnson replies saying, stay on General Piner so that we can enroll Lushaba ASAP. PERUMAL answered, no problem, ID. That is an unusual, clear example of PERUMAL directly managing an outside witness and or source in preparation for enrollment. Move on to the next. Gariso Joseph Hlongwane. You remember him. He testified an incoherent testimony at the ad hoc committee in Parliament. This was a Khan-referred investigative contact. Hlongwane enters through Khan. Ramsamy records PERUMAL saying that he intended to meet Hlongwane and somebody else on that same day, explaining that they were identified by General Khan as possible witnesses. So the information chain is particularly very neat here. It starts from Khan, identifies Hlongwane, and then PERUMAL goes over to consult with him. I would describe Hlongwane as a Khan-referred potential witness or contact rather than maybe a deeper relationship. Maybe there's not much. Before we continue with PERUMAL's network, I will take a deep breath and a sip of my tea. For deeper analysis of the IDAC series, follow this channel and share my content across your networks. I will be releasing series of recordings that unpack the key dimensions, emerging developments, and wider implications of this evolving story. Stay tuned. There is much more to come. Next network contact is none other than Paul O'Sullivan, important internal IDAC information source, direct contact with PERUMAL, and Paul O'Sullivan absolutely belongs to this map, but perhaps with the dotted line to PERUMAL for now. The commission confronted Johnson with Paul O'Sullivan's public statement. I have met with IDAC several times and have given them documents. Johnson accepted that Paul O'Sullivan may have engaged with IDAC investigators from time to time, although she did not identify PERUMAL, but we picked it up on somebody else's testimony who was involved in these particular meetings. In the Mokwele chronology, Paul O'Sullivan's information clearly enters project diversion. He sends Mokwele-related material, and that material enters the docket. But the strongest current documented direct consultation is Rapesu with Paul O'Sullivan, because Rapesu was sent to consult with Paul Sullivan. He was sent by PERUMAL, so he didn't go there on his own. So the cleanest one, we know that Paul O'Sullivan is a strong external information source into project diversion. That's what we know for sure. Next name is Lieutenant General Dipani, the acting National Commissioner. He is an SAPS witness and information source. Dipani appears in the evidential material used for vetting appointment investigations involving an affidavit written in the sequence of statements. What we do not presently have is equivalently the actual statement that she actually submitted to IDAC. I'm sure the commission is going to get to the bottom of this. So I would keep researching on this one to establish the strong relationship graphic around this one. One name I would keep in a separate box is a person by the name of Miriam. I don't know her rank. I don't know her last name, but this Miriam is in crime intelligence vetting. I did not pick up on her last name, but if somebody knows her rank and last name, please put it in the comments, because she was mentioned as a member of crime intelligence vetting component who had her affidavit and or statement almost complete and was going to give it to PERUMAL. That established direct management of witnesses, although we do not have her full identity. So if you know her identity, please put it in the comments. Until the next recording, see you on the next one.